What's up, everybody? My name is Kier, and you are watching The Important Things That Really Matter. Today, we're going to be talking about women. The main reason why your man may cheat. Women, the main reason why your man may cheat. Part 2. All right? All right, before we get into it, would you please like, would you please share, would you please subscribe? Would you please hit the notification bell? And we're going to get into it. Something was told to me by a buddy of mine not too long ago. And so before I go into it, I'm going to say fair use, fair use, fair use. So this is something that's going to really educate you ladies. Really. Okay, it's going to educate you all tremendously. Like I said, women, the subject of this video is women, the main reason why your man may cheat, part 2. And so there was this brother that I knew, good brother. He was with this woman, and we were standing outside, and so his woman drives up in the car. So he drives up in the car, and I look, I'm like, God, dog, this girl's bad. She was pretty chocolate brown woman, pretty. And so I said, dude, man, this you? He said, yeah, that's my woman. I said, yeah. I was like, oh, man. I said, dude, man, she's a beautiful woman. He said, yeah, thanks, man, thanks. I said, man, so he said, man, I'm a good man. I take care of my woman. I said, really? He said, yeah, I pay for everything. I was like, you pay for everything? He said, yeah, I'm a good man. I pay for everything. You pay for everything. Yeah, man, I pay for everything. Everything. She don't have to pay for nothing. I'm like, wow, okay. I'm like, okay, man, all right. What, she don't do nothing but it. She don't do nothing. She don't contribute nothing with her pay towards the bills. Nothing. I pay for everything. I'm like, okay, man, all right. Okay, if that works for you, okay, great, man. You know, me, I'm a little bit different. You know, I might pick up the slack on the majority of stuff, but you're not going to sit up here and be making a nice salary and you do whatever the heck you want to do with your money and none of it contributes to the household. If we're staying together, we're living together, I mean, you know, I don't know. What works for the person works for the person. I'm not going to sit up here and all my check is paying for everything and she does whatever the heck she wants to do with the check and don't contribute hardly nothing. If you making a good pay, then you should be contributing some things also too. Unless you have a situation, well, that's just me. Unless you have a situation to where the wife is staying at home 100% and the man is doing all the work. And okay, in that particular case where the man's coming home to a meal every day, clean house, and she don't have to worry about nothing, he's paying the bills, okay, fine. In that situation, great, you can do it that way where the man's paying for everything because she's staying at home, she's taking care of him, she's feeding him, she's screwing his brains out, and he just goes to work and brings his money home and takes care of his wife and takes care of his kids. In that particular situation, okay, I understand, but to me, if that person is making just as much money as I'm making, okay, and then I may pay for a majority of things. Which would take a whole lot of pressure off of her. But, you know, I don't particularly believe that the person if they're making good money, they're not going to keep 100% of their check and just blow it on whatever they want to. But that's the way I think. But I do believe in take care of women. I do. But under kind of like some of those circumstances. But anyway, now my man was paying for everything. She had a decent paying job. So all her money was going towards whatever she wanted to pay for, whatever she wanted to do with her money. So I'm like, hey man, whatever works for you is whatever works for you. So my man was like, yeah, I'm a good man. I pay for everything. He said, man, every time I come home, he said, there's an Amazon box for something else that she didn't order. I'm like, really? He said, so she basically does whatever she wants to do with her money. Yeah. I'm like, okay, man, cool, great. So anyway, my man, he's a good guy, good African-American brother, takes care of business, responsible, a loving guy. And so he was looking after his woman, and she also had a child. He basically in a nutshell said that her son was kind of like a pain, but he dealt with it because he loved her, okay? But her child was a pain to him. But anyway, so my man comes one day. He pissed off like I don't know what. I said, man, what's up, man? What's going on? He said, go home last night after working all these hours. And I'm like, yeah. He said, I get in bed with my woman. I'm like, yeah. And he reaches over to try to get some from his wife to be intimate with his woman. His woman tells him, feel like it. I'm like, what? Yeah. She sits up and tells him that she's not in the mood. She don't feel like it. So he gets real pissed off. He approaches her again. She's like, no. So he gets super, he don't just get pissed off. He gets super pissed off, snatches out of the closet a suitcase, start throwing his stuff in the suitcase, walks out the door. Pissed off like I don't know what, because he works hard. He worked all these hours. He's paying for everything. And he gets in bed with his woman, reaches over to be intimate with his woman, and she's telling him no. So, as I said on previous videos, this is one of the main reasons why some men may cheat. Because if they're paying for stuff, paying for a majority of things, and they come home and they're dealing with a woman that's withholding intimacy from them, men need that. Men need that. It's so important that a man will darn near tear up a house if he don't get some from his woman, okay? A man will literally tear up a house. Will start going through the house, start slamming stuff and throwing stuff if he don't get none, because the man, he'd been out there working 10, 12 hours. He come home and now he needs to be relieved of some of the stress that he had been through by trying to make money to try to take care of his woman. And now his woman sitting here talking about, no, I don't feel like it. So he moved out of the house. He was pissed off, real pissed off. So he'd been out of the house and for about 3 days. So his lady friend calls him. And what was messed up about the call was she didn't call him to say, hey, I miss you. I love you. I miss you. I'm sorry. I should not have withheld intimacy from you. I should not have done it. You know, I'm sorry. Why don't you come on home? I'll give you some and keep giving you some, and we're not going to have this problem no more. And that's what she should have said, and then followed through and did what she said she was going to do. But she didn't say that. She calls the guy and tells the guy, you know, I don't make enough money to pay all this rent. The man's like, what? The guy tells me this. I'm like, she says what? She says, you know, I don't make enough money to pay the rent, and the rent is almost due. I'm like, dang, man. She didn't even sit up here and say she loved you. She didn't sit up and say she missed you. She didn't sit up and say she wants you to come get in bed with her. She didn't say none of that. Nope. Just called me and said, the rent's almost due and you know I don't make enough money to afford the rent. I'm like, man, that's jacked up. That's almost like she's only with you to pay the rent. You know, for her and her son, that's not even your kid. So man, he was kind of sad, and I could sympathize with the guys. Like, dang, man, that's just kind of jacked up. So anyway, he eventually went back home to her. And this time she gave him some. And so he's happy now. He's happy. Okay. So not too long after that, I guess several months later, he go home. He done worked a hard time, worked 10, 12 hours on the job, goes home, gets in bed with his woman. Same problem again. I don't feel like it. I'm not in the mood. I don't feel like it. I'm not in the mood. So he gets angry, does the same exact thing again, piles everything in a suitcase, and I think this time he went back to wherever he lived at, which is I think another state. And so what is the moral of the story, which I'm trying to tell you, ladies? Some of the things that we need to discuss here is this woman is not going to be able to afford the apartment or townhouse that she lived in with this guy because he paid for all of the bills. This woman is not going to be able to take her money and do whatever she wants to do with her money anymore because now this guy is gone. So her and her son going to have to move out of the place immediately because she don't make enough money to afford the apartment or townhouse that she's in. So that's number one. All she had to do was just let the man have some, be intimate with the man. He would have been happy, and all this would have came on. Her lifestyle wouldn't have changed. But because she wanted to be, I guess, controlling with the intimacy to have a certain amount of control over this guy, well, he showed her how much control she had by up and leaving. And so now she don't know how she gonna pay the rent for the townhouse, okay? So if she had just complied with the man, her lifestyle would not have changed. But because she wanted to control the man with intimacy, he left. So now her whole life has changed. She's got to move out of the townhouse. She's got to find some place to stay that's affordable, and ain't no telling how much the money that she used to have because he was paying for everything, she got to use now all that money that she used to have to blow on all types of stupid stuff. She now has to take that money to live off on. So she has no extra income anymore because now all this other income that she had that was looking after her and taking care of her and her son that wasn't even his child, all that extra income that she had to do whatever she wanted to do, to buy stuff from Amazon all the time, she don't have that no more because the man is gone. So she basically, in a nutshell, affected her whole life and her whole lifestyle, all because she didn't want to give this guy any intimacy. To me, that's kind of sad. It's like real sad, because all you got to do is lay there and tell the dude, okay, well, go ahead. Get you some and go on to sleep, which was real simple. She didn't want to do that. So she did altered her entire lifestyle now. And so ain't no telling what happened to the woman. And the guy, he just up and left. So he had enough of dealing with her and had enough of dealing with her son and moved on. So this is another example as to a main reason why some men cheat or why some men go to look for their wife or their girlfriend's replacement, because many times they're withholding intimacy from the man. So this is also part of the reason why you have some people that'll be going through a divorce and they'll say irreconcilable differences. I wouldn't say no irreconcilable differences. Your Honor, we in court because she don't want to give me none. And that's why we're in court, Your Honor. Okay? So I wouldn't be talking about no irreconcilable differences. Tell the court exactly what's happening and what's going on and why y'all here. So anyway, ladies, there's a lot to learn from this story and the last story, okay? There's a lot to learn. So please like, please share, please subscribe, please hit the notification bell, and peace.